Hi, Sagittarius. All right. Every Sagittarius I know is just hitting me up right now on the phone. It's so funny. Like, how do you guys know? How? You're asking me the same thing. How do you know? I don't know. No, I'm actually going to tell you because I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm doing the video anyway. So I want to take this opportunity to explain to you what happens in terms of timing. So it may seem like sometimes I'm just not doing videos because I don't feel like it, but then it wouldn't make sense for me to do it now because I wouldn't feel like it now. I'm actually have come down with something. But it's not about that. It's about doors opening. So intrinsically, intuitively, I can feel when doors are opening, right? And when certain information will be available and when it won't. Those doors open and close really independent of what I'm going through, but my own ability to discern what's coming through depends on my emotions. So there are two parts to it, but I can very easily get myself into the mode if necessary, as long as cosmically things are going well. So why haven't I done your reading yet? Because this is a really important reading, and I didn't mean to scare you with my Instagram posts. Some of my friends who are Sagittarians were like, whoa, what did you mean? And I'm like, no. It's because Mercury is going direct, but these first few days when it's not retrograde, when it's not moving backward, or doesn't look like it's moving backward anymore, it's kind of like walking out of a really loud concert. You know how you're a little bit deafened to everything, and your senses are a little bit, you're a bit desensitized because you've been around so many people and you've been bumped into a bunch of times, right? All this kind of stuff. So you develop a sort of a callus to that. You develop this kind of immunity, right? Like ambient noise. When you hear a noise over and over and over and over again, you get used to it. And then when you're not around it, or you're not in the concert anymore, you have this recalibrating or decompression, if you will, right? That happens. So I want you to look at this period that's coming up for you, which is going to be so important for you in terms of work. I want you to understand that before you can really look at that and before you can make some real decisions that will be very important moving forward for almost a decade, right? You need to understand that from now, and I know that you guys are like roaring to get these decisions going, and I'm like, yeah, no, because, wait, let me explain. What you're going through now, because you are a mutable sign, okay? So as of the 22nd, mutable energy goes like nuts. Why? Just behave yourself, please. So you have this mutable like sense of like, no, things are about to go crazy. I know it. I need to make decisions. I need to do that. And I'm like, no, because you know how when you're out of a submarine and you have to go back in, or when you're out in space and you have to go back in, you have to go through this depressurization process, and your body needs it because otherwise it will explode, because the difference in pressure is too much for your vascular system to handle, right? Your cardiovascular system, same thing. Right? And like, yeah, I get how dramatic that sounds, but really like the first few days after the retrograde are like being in that decompression chamber. It may seem like you're just sitting there, right? Like it may seem useless. It may seem boring. It may seem like, what the F, let's just get going. And you may have felt that way about this reading. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but you still got to sit here with me. And we still got to decompress, because if you try to make the decisions that you are now being asked to make this month and going into the next, year, like I said, at least, if not, a decade, you need to have your mind working right. Your mind needs to decompress. Whatever you've been through in the past month has been unsettling. I get that. I get that you guys don't like to be unsettled, because you are very like, I just flow with it. I'm good, man. I'm good. I flow with it. And it's like, whoa, what is going on with my flow? And it's not external things that are blocking you. It's internal things. I get that too. I get that. So you are like, okay, the card that comes to mind is the I Ching temporary obstacles. Like there are things in the way and you're like, why is this happening like this? but it's things in the way internally now. Things externally are pretty much like smoothing themselves out. But internally, you guys are like, no. I don't... What's going on with my feelings? What's going on? Let's see. Let's see what happens after we decompress. This is us decompressing together. Can we do a reading in the decompression chamber? Sure. It's only because I love you guys so much. Let's see. That was another Sagittarius. That's the only reason I have it there, because I want to see how many Sagittarians are going to... Ace of Swords. First card out. It's a good card. It's a good first card. In traditional tarot, it can mean the beginning of a new idea. It can also mean needing to use the sword to cut and also to proclaim. It can be the dull edge or the sharp edge of the sword, right? Like it's a big thing. It's a big thing that's being presented to you and said, here, this is now your thing, your thought, your weapon, your idea. Take it. This is why we need to decompress. You can't come out of a Saturn transit and just be like, yeah, let's get to work. You know, your life has not been normal. Saturn leaves in December and goes into Capricorn. Yay, we're all very happy about it. But this decompression now, where Saturn wants to give you its gifts before it leaves, you got to be ready for it. This is a gift. This is one of those gifts. There will be many, but this is one. Right? I think for you guys, this has a lot to do with your identity in terms of how you think. I find that Sagittarians are so easy to be around. Next card out, the Devil. Because the way they think and what they think is so vastly important to them. And I love that. What's more interesting for an air sign than to be around someone who takes thinking very seriously? They're not serious people. You're not serious people. You're so fun. But thoughts are important to you. Ideas are important. Other people's weird ideas are important. Things that they think that they shouldn't think. The people that I know that are the most worked up about this Nazi nonsense going on in Charlottesville, they're all Sagittarians. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, no, it offends your ideologies. It offends your sensibilities, and I get it. There's something really beautiful about a person who takes what they think seriously, Next card out, Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. All right. So, like I said, it is a lot about money. It is a lot about your identity in relation to money. And one of the things that comes to mind with this Devil card, see the Ace of Swords in the Devil card. What's the connection there? I think that there is a natural tendency within the Sagittarian to view any sort of ambition or any sort of upward mobility or success or fame or financial gain as perhaps a bit unseemly. It's really pure. I don't judge it. I'm not judging you at all. There are signs that behave like that, and when they behave like that, I judge them because it's not honest. It's out of a false modesty, or they want people to like them, or really it's because they love money so much that they like to pretend that they don't. But with Sagittarians, it's not true. Queen of Pentacles and Two of Swords. With Sagittarians, you really do have misgivings about pursuing the material. And now you have to really think about it this month because there's so much material being thrown at you. Hello. This is a lot of money, yeah? Like, let's go traditional tarot. If it wants to read like traditional tarot, let's do it like traditional tarot. Take a look yourself and see how much money is being thrown at you. But the money is being thrown at you with this thought being given to you and this decision that you have to make now. this ideology that we're talking about, right? What did I say? You guys take your thoughts and your ideologies very seriously. Therefore, you take your actions very seriously because they are thought out. Sure, you are very go with the flow. You are very non-judgmental, but that does not mean in any way that you don't think out your own lives, that you don't find it important to have those thoughts and wonder about, if I am going to make it, if I am making it, if I am becoming successful, in what way do I want to do it? Because now the time is here now, right? Now the time is here. Now Saturn is leaving. Now no more excuses. Now we feel like this. Oh, we're sitting in the decompression chamber and we feel like this. What a surprise, Sagittarius. This is why I was like, we got to wait on the reading, because I know this is how y'all feel, but you got to wait. And why do you have to wait? Because you still got to think this through. It's coming, okay? The money, the acclaim, the security, even the relationship, even it's all on its way. But you got to really decide before this period starts. Can we curb this a little bit, please? My phone is still blowing up. Every single one of them, Sagittarians. It's almost funny. And I'm not even looking at the messages. I can just tell from the names. And every one of them is asking the same thing. Are you doing the reading? I cannot with you guys. Oh my God. You're so cool though. It's like you're the only ones that don't really pressure me. Even your pressure doesn't feel like pressure. It's so dope. I was just talking to my friend Sabrina and I was apologizing so much because whenever I get really upset, I just shut myself away from her because she reads me to my soul and I don't want her to hurt for me. And I was hurting and she's a Sagittarian and I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry I was hiding from you. And she's like, I knew anyway. And I'm like, oh, you're so cool. Thank you for being so chill and just letting me have my Cancer moment, my Cancer rising moment. But you guys are so chill that way. You guys are so chill that even when you feel like this, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all that my phone is blowing up because every one of those people is cool as fuck. Someone I genuinely want to hang out with tomorrow, So it's okay that you feel this way. And it's okay that sitting in the decompression chamber can make you feel come on, man. It's been 2 years, 3 years. How long has it even been? I don't even know anymore. And Saturn's looking back at you going, okay, because we know this is the Saturn card, by the way. Dun, da, da. This is the dude leaving your sign. Say goodbye. Capricorn, Saturn, the devil, all the same, okay? And now Saturn goes into the sign of Capricorn. Saturn goes into its own sign, okay? So leaving you, but still right now being hello, excuse me. I get that you feel this way, and I get that you kind of know that this is all coming for you. But you see this problem? This problem is if we don't do this now. Okay? What is this? I was going to say I'll pull more cards for it in the extended, but no, we're going to pull cards for it right now. Because because I know you guys are but no, I get it. It's very clear to me what this is, but I know you guys don't get it. Because you're here. This card is for me. Thank you. This card is for me to be you know how they feel. Don't play with them. I'm not going to play with you. Okay. Ace of Swords, the devil. Come on, let's clarify it then, if you don't get it. I get it, but you don't get it. And then I'll explain more with the guidance of what the cards, how the cards want you to understand it. Because everything else is looking pretty stable. This Two of Swords is just going to be a problem. It's going to, the Two of Swords will be that doubt, that nagging doubt as you start to become more and more successful and things pick up this month and the continuing months. This will be that underlying doubt that can be self-sabotage, that can lead to self-sabotage later, right? It's the fear of that one thing you didn't resolve up here that comes back to be the reason why you don't get up out of bed for that important interview, or you don't, make that sale because you just, I don't know, you were feeling like shitty that day, or, like where you didn't wash your face for a couple of nights in a row and now your face is broken out, and like all this kind of stuff, right? Like, right? It's that underlying thing that happens. That self-sabotage has to do with things that are not being resolved up here. Okay? So what's not being resolved up there? The Ace of Swords is the offer. The offer is made. Success is offered. Power is offered. A new way of thinking is offered. And your own morality is tested. How does this new offer stand up against your morality? What does success and financial gain and fame, what does it mean to you? Does it all have to necessarily be negative? Does it all have to have a pejorative connotation? Can it not be positive? Is there a way to receive this Ace of Swords without the Devil card? Is there a way for you to resolve this within yourselves and see that promotion is fair? That karmically you deserve it? Is it so hard to see, Sagittarius, that perhaps this has been karmically dealt to you and you deserve it? Why put yourself in an artificial thing where you're judging? It's already been judged and decided. Do you understand? Oh, what's going on? Sorry about that. On my end, the screen was black. And I was like, what? Excuse me. Excuse me. So, I think this is what you needed. I think maybe this is the only thing that can change your mind about this. It's fair to be successful. It's fair to have money. It's fair to have a stable relationship. It's okay, and it has been dealt in your favor. This morality play that you would like to play out, it's already decided. Libra is fair. The Justice card is about karma. The Justice, like I said, Saturn gives its gifts before it leaves. And what it does is it clears your karma, right? It teaches you how to behave. That's what's been going on, Sagittarius. Yes, it is a harsh teacher. Okay? It is a very harsh teacher, but it purifies you. Remember that in the Bible, when in the Bible where hell is referred to, right? Where the place called hell is referred to by Jesus, it's never referred to as what we think of hell now. It's referred to as Gehenna, or in Arabic, it's Jahannam, which is just a place of purification. It's not a place where anyone stays. It's not a place of eternal damnation. That doesn't exist the way that we think it exists now. The word for hell is the Hebrew, is the word for Gehenna. It's a place of purification, right? So Saturn has purified you. Saturn has taken the things from you that you didn't need, and the things that didn't work, and the things that were just, superfluous. It's already cut everything away. It's already done everything. And now it wants to give you its gifts, but you're like still trying to play this out. And I'm like, why? Like, this has already been decided. Don't worry about this anymore. Anything that you get now, okay, let me put it to you like this. Anything that you get now, you can rest assured that you earned it. Stop second guessing yourself. I feel like slapping you guys. I love you so much, I feel like smacking you. Like, stop, because, you already did the work. You know it's been hard. You know this dude didn't go easy on you. Purification is hella painful. You know this. You went through it. You did it. But you know what? It gives its gifts. You've got to remember. And anything you get now out of the fairness of what you've endured, it's yours for the taking. Aces are for the taking. Aces are things that are given to you. It's like, here, take this. And what is it giving you? Simplicity, man. Simplicity of words and actions. Somebody who's like, hey, hi, money and stability. something and someone you can build with, but also value, self-value, right? Value, quiet self-value and knowing. And then there's this. This duality mirrors this duality for me. It also mirrors the duality he has here in these scales, but that's why it's so cool that he's also got this sword. Sure, he's got duality in his nature, but that sword is there to determine. You understand? That sword, that's cardinal energy. This is cardinal energy. This is cardinal energy. Oh, right? It's there, and that's so funny considering that you're so mutable and you're coming up on a time that is so mutable. Do you see how this cardinal energy is like pushing on you? And now you're going to come back on the 22nd with this like push of mutable energy, like, yeah, right? But let it give you its gifts. Even this energy is a gift because it's explaining to me how you guys feel. You understand? This guy is determinate. He doesn't just weigh it out. He weighs it out. He looks at it and he says, you know what? This is what I decide. This is what I decide. Right? And this person's like, yeah, cool. I'm glad I could help. Here, take all this stuff. So the duality mirrors here. Right? So what are the things that can hold you back? The Two of Swords and the Chariot energy. And perhaps not being able to let go of the purifier. You know, Stockholm Syndrome is a very real thing. We love the things that are the most painful. Saturn can be very painful in a way that can be addictive for some. They don't want Saturn to leave. As weird as that may sound, there are some of you who don't want it to leave. Right? So let's see now. How can we mitigate this Two of Swords and this Chariot energy and get you guys really set up for this good stuff over here? Money, value, earthly gain, financial success, success at work, success in the world, you know, knowing and being known, all that. How do we mitigate this self-sabotage down here, this Two of Swords and this Chariot energy? What do we need to know that'll kind of put our minds at ease? Seven of Wands, bottom of the deck. I like that. All right, let's see. Six of Wands, the Hangman, Knight of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Empress. Okay. Let's see. So this is what we need to know in terms of the unease that you're feeling. Okay? Let's look at it. Six of Wands, don't worry about it. Hangman, if you're going to worry about it, you're going to get stuck. All this is going to do now, this nervous energy, is going to make you stuck. Counterintuitive, yes, I know, but it will make you stuck. And then that will make you aggressive, which will then make you regretful. And then we'll come back where we started, which is Saturn gives you its gifts. You're the bomb. We end up back here. You understand? This is just like a detour you want to take of self-sabotage if you want to. You can go this way if you want to, but the cycle ends up right back at victory. See, it starts with victory, it ends with victory. Right? What's going on with the screen? Obviously, my retrograde problems are not over. So, do you see why the decompression is important? You see, because the purification has already happened. The judgment has already happened. The gifts have already been meted out. Now you only have to receive them. Okay? This is someone who knows her worth, but also because she is receptive to receiving the fact that she is a queen. You can be a queen and not know it. And soon people will not treat you like a queen anymore because you're not behaving like one. Part of this energy is being able to receive and knowing that you're worthy of it, that you're deserving of it. So the process has happened and everything is kind of coalesced already and just has to be meted out. But then there's you, anxious. That's what these cards are. I understand, but it really does end up the same way. This is why the decompression is important, to get rid of the unease, the dis-ease. Don't let this make you sick. Because whatever fight you put up, wherever you drag your feet with this sabotage energy, it will not sustain. You will push through it. Perhaps you will have some help. Perhaps an air sign will help you in that and be in that with you. Perhaps this is just your energy being really aggressive and then being regretful later. And these three can be taken as an older cycle that Saturn has purged you of, but you may try to make it again, you know? But you won't be able to. Because victory is yours now, whether you want it or not. It's very obvious. Okay? So the extendeds for you guys I'm going to do in about a week. And we'll start off with a meditation. And we'll start with these cards. And we'll pull some cards. We'll pull some more cards here and here. And then we'll take the cards away and do a complete new shuffle for the mid-month. And we'll talk about the rest of the astrology as we get closer to the equinox, which is really important for you guys. So look forward to that in about a week. All right? I'm sorry for all the stops and starts with the tech this time, but I'm really glad for the way the reading turned out. So, not too shabby. I love you guys. I will see you in